Outsider's Perspective. My name's Ollie, and here's your loaf of daily bread. Today's loaf comes to us from my homeboy, Marcus Aurelius, and he writes, "How much more harmful are the consequences of anger than the circumstances that aroused them in us?" What Marcus is telling us in this quote is simply this: what happens after you get angry is worse than whatever made you angry in the first place. The consequences of anger are worse than the circumstances that triggered your anger. If anger is your poison of choice, as it was mine for so many years, then you'll see the truth in this quote very quickly. Because sometimes something will happen in my life that causes me to get frustrated. And once I'm frustrated, I will do and say things that are totally out of character and that actually make the situation far worse. And so the consequences of my anger are worse than the thing that triggered my anger in the first place. This is a really helpful reminder for me. And I constantly remind myself of this. Because anger really is poison. I believe this with all my heart. You see, anger is my go-to reaction. I think that, broadly speaking, when we are presented with fearful situations, or when we are made to feel things like insecurity or shame or embarrassment, people tend to react defensively. And there are a number of ways that you can do this, but for me, anger was my defense mechanism. And so whenever I was in a situation where I felt embarrassed or hurt emotionally, then I would immediately turn to anger as my remedy. And so this, of course, became a pattern in my life. As a young boy, I was known for my temper. My teachers knew about it. The principal knew about it. My friends knew about it. I would hulk up, lose control, black out. And this continued well into my early adult years. I still remember at a house party one time, after a few drinks, a friend of mine from school, or an acquaintance from school, I should say, smacked me in the face, jokingly, but hard, and it stung. And I had this weird thing about getting smacked. So I told the guy, I said, "Don't ever do that to me again." And I was dead serious. I wasn't playing around with this guy, but he was drunk and I was drunk, and you probably know that good things don't happen in those types of situations. So he went ahead and cocked back and slapped me again. And the next thing I knew, I was out on the deck with my shirt off, being held back, and he was on the ground, and I don't remember what happened. That's the thing, right? Blackout rage. I used to get that, and I haven't gotten it in many, many years, and I'm so grateful. Because once again, just like Marcus Aurelius says, me getting slapped in the face, it stings. It stings my face, maybe it stings my pride a little, but me potentially going to prison for assault is a lot worse. You know, if he had hit his head on the way down, if, I hit him the wrong way, I don't know, whatever. It could have been a really big deal. I could have gone to prison for it. So the consequences of my anger are more dangerous, at the very least, if not worse, than the circumstances that bring it on. I think that one of the biggest positive byproducts of my waking up and my pursuit of philosophy and spirituality is this drastic reduction in the amount of anger I experience. Everything from minor irritation all the way up to full-blown rage, I've noticed a huge drastic reduction in it. So to me, that's a huge boon. That's a perk, because I didn't realize it until it stopped, but anger really is a poison, and it eats you up from the inside, and it only hurts the person who experiences it. So I'm quite happy that I don't experience it nearly as much. And when I do experience it, things like this passage from Marcus Aurelius are really helpful reminders to bring me back on track, to settle me down and help me find my center again. Hence why I'm sharing it with you today. Hopefully it serves you as well as it serves me. Thanks for joining me, and live well, my friends.